Recording in progress. your host, DeDe, and we're so excited to welcome you to our next episode.
Hey guys, this is your host DeDe of Courageous Talk, and I had some difficulties, but we have made it here, and we are excited to have none other than Miss Ebony Star on the show. Welcome, Miss Ebony Star.
Well,
How are
hello.
you?
I am well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having
Yes,
me today.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And by the way, Happy New Year to you. And we're just excited. We are excited because so many makeup artists have asked me about different things. And I was like, you know what? Let me go and see if I can find someone who is the queen of the queens.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And how have you been today? And how is it out there in Atlanta? Because I did see some snow in different areas. Is it snowing in your area?
It is definitely white outside. It's kind of melted today. Yesterday when I woke up to a great surprise. So it
Oh,
was covered in snow on yesterday.
oh,
But conditions are improving, and hopefully today is a little bit more normalcy than it was on yesterday. Um,
oh.
There we are, but yes, it's white outside. It's
Oh,
actually white.
because I saw certain clips on Instagram and different things, and I saw one of the most funniest thing where somebody was skiing down the road, and I was like, I did not see that, but yeah.
Yeah, they were
So
skiing on yesterday. They were on their ATVs, whatever you call them.
okay,
They were on those on yesterday in the streets. They
yes,
had
indeed.
block parties. It was yeah. It's Atlanta, so
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, it's good to make the most out of, bad conditions and so forth. So, and getting straight into, what Courageous Talk is about to you, the audience. We want to just remind you guys, if you are new to the show, we want to let you guys know that Courageous Talk is basically a platform where we are sharing testimonies of different ones that have come on here to state where they were and of course how God has transitioned them and also just blessed them in different areas. And as well, we just actually share different people's backgrounds. So it's not a select group of people, but anyone that, of course, that has come across our path that has such a great impact nationwide, such as Miss Ebony Star here. And those of you who don't know Miss Ebony Star, we will let her share who she is. But for the most part, once again, this platform is for you all to hear the testimonies of so many great people who have come up in certain ways, and maybe you can possibly relate. So let's go straight into our first question with you, Miss Star. And why did you select makeup, or even being a makeup artist, as part of your profession?
makeup actually selected me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, uh, I was a dancer first. Will always be a dancer. That is where I got my start. I also was a salon baby. So I grew up um, in beauty from the time I was brought into this world.
Okay.
I basically was in the salon. My mom, a biological mom, is a hairstylist.
Okay.
Um, my mom that raised me, which is my dad's mother, she's a hairstylist. My aunt and all five of her daughters or hairstylist.
Wow.
So it goes, I have aunts that are hairstylists, so it just kind of beauty is kind of in our DNA,
Okay.
um, if you would say.
Mhm.
Um, and I wanted to be a dancer professionally.
Oh
Um,
wow. Oh
so
wow.
that's what yeah, that's actually what I wanted to do. However, in the midst of my being in college and auditioning for dance companies, I came back to school, and I ended up pregnant with my daughter. So that kind of rerouted my journey. And
Wow.
God, he had to give me something
Okay.
to keep me.
Wow. Wow.
uh,
Wow.
that's
But
but it showed, but it actually it chose me.
see, as we know that sometimes we try to figure things out, for ourselves. And like you said, we had our own goal in so many instances, but wow, that is amazing. And um, being that you're so beautiful and already glistening, I already know. If y'all have seen Miss Ebony Star, when I say the queen of the queens, y'all, she can rock some colors. And I love your character and I love, like your hair. I love it. I mean, certain people cannot do it. Like me, I can't. I can't. But I love it because you make yourself announced as this is me and this is, you know what I'm saying, with that confidence off in the room. It's like, oh, Miss Star is off in the room, y'all. And you set the aroma, the atmosphere, and I love that about you, and even how you're glowing even on today. So I want to say, man, you, despite of that part of the testimony, I'm grateful that you didn't stop going. And continuing on to our next question, were there other influences in your life besides, like you were saying, that the family has been in this profession for so long? Or were there
I've
others?
developed a love for it, even through dance.
Okay.
Being one of the only African Americans dancing with the dance company that I danced with at the time, makeup was very, it was kind of very straightforward for us. The red lip, the blue green eyeshadow, the red blush, and a lot of times um, we would stick out. It wouldn't it wouldn't blend, so to
Okay.
speak,
Right.
and the reason behind that is because you want the persons in the back of the house to be able to see you from the stage. So
Mm.
you wear makeup that would, you know,
Right.
project to the full house. Well,
Mm.
in that, we started to figure out, makeup started to evolve, it started to change, and we realized that we could use more complementary tones to our skin tone, yet still be seen in the back of the house. So with that, it kind of started changing. I would help the girls, with makeup during our performances, and because my mom was a platform hairstylist at the time, she wasn't always available to, get my makeup done and get me ready for dance performances. So I had to learn how to do it myself, in essence. And so it just kind of developed from there and developed, and it kept evolving while I was in college. Um, I started doing makeup, and I even started with it's called Local 14, which is in Shreveport, Louisiana State Beauticians Association.
Right.
And James Hurd, which is a distributor there, asked
Okay.
my mom could I do makeup for his company. And I started doing makeup for his company, which was Sasha Cosmetics at the time.
Wow.
And so I kind of got my start there. So, like I said, from being in the salon, growing up in the salon with my mom, my aunt, you know, all of the other older hairstylists, and being,
Mhm.
fashion shows. It was just an array of things that kind of cultivated my gift as an artist. Although, it started out one thing, my gift was still being cultivated through all of it.
Now, I remember, and this is a little history on me meeting Miss Star some time ago. And I'm just saying this to the audience that when I met you during that time, I think you were visiting Shreveport even during that time that you and I had met. And you were I believe, were you doing some things with your daughter and some of their teams, or were you, like with the school, like what is the different dance teams that they had in the schools and stuff? Were you doing any activities with them, or were you doing that down the line with like different groups and stuff,
Um,
like making them
I
up and stuff?
I don't actually remember the month, the year, the time that
Right.
you and I crossed paths. However, there was a time period that I taught at Green Oaks High School in Shreveport, which I
Okay.
taught fundamentals of dance there.
Mm,
So it's a performing arts high school, and I was the dance instructor there for a little while. So I was a school teacher at
wow.
one point in my life as well, but again with dance and again being able to cultivate the creative gift that I possess. So I was able to impart dance wisdom as well as the makeup aspect. So they kind of got a little bit of both worlds, which was very, very rewarding being able to give back um, to the inner city children there, which is something that I enjoy and I really, really love.
Good, good. And the next question in this case is, were there any sacrifices that you had made in order to get to this point? Because, like you said, during college, you made that transition from dancing to makeup artist. What other transitions, or excuse me, not transitions, but sacrifices in the midst of everything and sacrifices did you do to like pursue and keep on going?
Every day is a sacrifice,
Okay.
literally.
Wow.
Every day is a sacrifice. We, as makeup artists, and especially in the TV and film world, we sacrifice family.
Mm,
Um, we sacrifice ourselves.
wow.
Uh,
Wow.
we sacrifice living um kind of the normal life, so to
Mhm.
speak, as most would say. You know, ours is we don't have set hours. It's not going from 9 to 5. It's not going from 8 to 5. It's not a we we don't know when we're going. Don't know
Mm,
when we're coming home. We could get notification today that you're getting on a plane tomorrow.
mm,
Uh, there have been times I've been in one state and they're like, we need you in another state tomorrow.
wow.
So you sacrifice yourself and your family a
Wow.
lot. And
Wow.
um, some enjoyment and fulfillment, so to speak. Because when you're working, we're working 12, 15, sometimes 18 hours a day. We're doing that 5 days a week. And then when you get to the weekend, you're trying to catch up on everything that you couldn't do Monday through Friday. Then you have to be, mom, or if there are things going on the weekends, then we have church on Sunday. And then we're right back at it on Monday. So, our health, sometimes our mental health um
Mhm.
is a sacrifice because we
Right.
take on
Right.
everything that's in that chair. When they sit in that chair, we
Wow.
take on their load as well. They talk to us and we become mom, auntie, cousin, sister, confidant,
Good.
counselor, prayer partners, intercessors. We become all of those things to
Wow.
our clients that sit in our chair as well.
Mm,
So we sacrifice greatly, and a lot of people don't see the sacrifices that we make or the sacrifices that our family makes for us to be able to be in this industry. We kind of
mm,
miss out on I've had to do a lot of FaceTime things, for my daughter.
yeah.
It's on and off the plane. I did when she was in school. It was a lot of back and forth. But those are the sacrifices that I was willing to make to assure that she had what she needed and be exposed and be well rounded. I'd make the
Mhm.
sacrifice for that all over again if I
Mm,
needed to. Sometimes you have those moments of regret, that you missed out on this, or you may have missed out on that, or being there. But those are the things that we deal with as parents and
wow.
being an adult. So it kind of comes with it. Um,
Wow.
and that's
Wow.
what we just got to do. What we got to do.
Um, long story short, with the sacrifices and so forth, I loved it when you stated that you not only are well rounded, but it was good that you stated that you still, serve God. You still went to church because you have to have that balance, like you said, with the mental health, and then being able to not just serve your family, like your children, whatever's going on at home, but even the people that are, like you said, in that chair. You don't know what they're going through mentally, but you're preparing them for their next shot or, scene, whatever, and for you to be able to balance that even as a whole. A lot of times we take that for granted, and I'm grateful that you did just state that we do need that. We do need to be um enlightened with the word, because we got to be prepared for what we're going to be coming against on a day-to-day basis as well, and what to pray for. Like you said, being an intercessor, being challenged by whatever's going on around you, you got to be prepared mentally and spiritually. So I'm grateful that you stated that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, were there any moments of faith walking on this journey besides the sacrifice, portion of it, or overall, basically, was this overall like a faith journey from beginning to end, pretty much?
It takes faith every day
Okay.
to to be in this walk, on this walk,
Hmm.
and on this journey. It is a faith journey and a faith walk. Um, Most aren't knowledgeable that we work one job to get the next job.
Gotcha. So,
We just came out of a 150 plus day strike
wow.
on last year.
Yeah.
Well, we were coming out of the strike. We went from COVID to a writer strike. We were able to kind of get through that. And then we went through a full actors strike, which we were at home for over 150 days without work.
Oh, wow.
So
Girl.
if there's no talent to to work to shoot,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
we don't work. And
Absolutely.
it's two different sides to it, being a regular freelance makeup artist and being a makeup artist in TV and film, um or two different worlds in
Hmm.
a sense, because we work differently in a different setting, different sector. We're not in the salon, we're not in a stationary place,
Hmm.
to take clientele, if if you're in the regular salon. So
Hmm.
we're on sets and we have to, sometimes we're there for months, sometimes we're there for weeks. It could be a day or a few days. So it's a faith walk every day, because if we don't work, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
And once the credits are rolling, our names are in those credits, but our checks have stopped. So
Wow.
it's definitely a walk of faith.
Wow. Wow. And I'm glad that you're sharing this because um for those that don't know, when I say that Miss Ebony is internationally known, you've seen her do the makeup for so many people, but we're going to get into that briefly in a moment. But who were your biggest supporters, and why is it so important to have support and motivation? Like you said, having faith day to day. What motivates you, and who are your biggest supporters in this, journey?
My daughter, my mom, my family, and my very close friends have all been great supporters of my journey. I can't really think of many that weren't supportive of my journey. I don't Everybody didn't understand it in the beginning. Some still, they didn't understand my tenacity to stick with it,
Mhm.
to stay with it, to not give up, because most would have probably given up, because it wasn't an overnight thing. It's still a work in progress. I didn't make it here overnight. I started in the film industry in '07. um,
Mm,
so there were years before
mm,
anybody knew who I was,
mm,
and there's
mm,
still many that don't know who I am, and that's not the purpose, but it's not it's not a microwave ordeal. You have to
Right.
work, got to put in the work for it.
Wow. Well, was there any moment that you felt like giving up since like you said, you started back in '07 and,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely. Absolutely. I think I've probably rethought my life several times and probably rethink it weekly.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes
I guess.
it's like, what am I really doing? Because you
Right.
kind of sometimes you look around and you look at others and you're like, oh, their life is so normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
oh, I don't know what it's like to just go to work from nine. I haven't had that life since prior to '07, knowing what my life is going to be. I don't even get a chance to really plan trips or plan vacations because I don't know if I'm going to be working or I could be working. Anything can happen, at any given moment. I've been due to be through with a job and then it's been extended, or I've been due to have a job and then it was pushed. So our life is very on edge. It is very unorthodox. It is
okay,
just it's the land of the unknown. And you got to
okay.
be ready for the roller coaster ride.
Wow, wow. So it truly is a faith journey because, like you said, in that instance, now that you explain, see, this is stuff that we need to hear because I think a lot of people think it's all peaches and cream. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Oh, look at me, and they think it's all about themselves. They think about all these other glitz and glams, but you're the real deal. And the reason why I'm saying you are the real deal is because of people that you worked with. And do you mind sharing like a few people that you've worked with as far as like movie, film, whatever?
Oh no, not at all. You've seen a lot of my work with Tyler Perry, Sisters, Oval, Young Dylan, Ruthless, Divorce in the
Right.
Black. Uh, I worked on Star on Fox, one with Queen Latifah, Jude, and um, Ryan Destiny was on that show. I was on that show for its full time. I worked on The Butler, which was filmed in New Orleans. That was with Oprah and Forrest Whitaker. I've worked on Jesus over 50 plus series in film. So Tyler Perry, Barbershop, um, Lottery Ticket. A Good
Mm,
Man's Hard to Find was my debut film, which was filmed in Baton Rouge. Welcome Home,
mm,
Roscoe Jenkins.
mm.
I did Coming
I'm
to
sorry,
America.
I just had a flash. Yes, indeed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you did Roscoe Jenkins, right?
Yeah, I know. I was just laughing because of
Okay.
the movie itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that God. It was very. It was and it was hilarious being filmed. Uh, Queens. That was my show, the game season. I actually worked on the original game, and then when game the reboot came back, I actually worked on it as well.
Mm.
So there, God, I can't even name everything that
Wow.
I've
Wow.
worked on, but it's been a blessing. Yes.
So, what are you presently, or who are you presently working with now, or the movie show? What are you working with now? Because I know.
Right now, we aren't filming anything right now.
Okay.
We've actually have not filmed since like October,
Okay.
so to speak. So currently I'm not working on a project. I am
Okay.
working with an artist, which I do work with an artist. Her name is Mariah. So
Okay.
I work with her right now and
Okay.
just awaiting to see what the next assignment will be and creating in the meantime some things that I'm about to bring out and put out myself.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being the background person that you have been over the years because I did not know it was that long. I want to say I think I met you around 2013, 2014, with, someone that we knew. And long story short, it's been what, pretty much almost 10 years ago. So it's such a blessing to see. and to know that you have done such great work as a makeup artist and doing all these things as you're telling us the testimony of sacrificing, not knowing when your next paycheck, quote unquote, is going to come in, as far as you sharing your gifts. And we know that the word says your gift will make room for you, but you never know when the assignment's going to come. So I did not know all of this, but I humbly, say, not just for myself, but for those that may be watching now or later. Thank you, Miss Ebony Star, for making the sacrifices that you have over the years, over the centuries, not only for the movies that you did, with all these other people, but just worldwide. And I just humbly say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. You're most welcome. It's just, it's who I am. Sometimes we can't escape who we are and who
That's,
God made us to be, and what
that's,
He put. So it's all Him. It's all Him. Like, He laughed
yes.
at my plans and He did His own thing. So it's kind of like, all right. So here we are.
Right, right. And that's the thing, is that I want to say Proverbs 16 talks about, we might plan a thing, but it may not be the way we want it to be. And of course, Isaiah says that his ways are higher than our ways. So it's like, you know what? Let me just take my hands off this wheel because I'm not in control.
Not our
Right, right, right,
Definitely. I know His thoughts ain't mine
right.
sometimes.
Yes, indeed. Um, The last question that I have, and I want to say, I hate leaving you, but I know you got things to do, and of course, we want you to stay comfortable and warm. Is what advice would you share with those pursuing even the same career? And, even in dance, because I know you said that you did dance, what advice would you want to share per dance and per makeup to the audience that are trying to pursue the same dreams or the same thing, period?
The first thing I would say is always keep God first. He is the reason that we have the gifts that we have and that we possess them and that we are blessed with them.
It's true.
So we have to remain postured before Him.
Mm,
Um, keep Him
mm,
at the head, because without Him, none of this would be possible. Um, block out the noise, because there will be many people that will say, oh, you can't do it, oh, you're not going to do that, or that just can't happen. Anything is possible, and it really is. A lot of people just don't feel that it's tangible, but it's very tangible. It can happen if you work for it. You can get there, but you've got to put in the work. um my god sister told me before I went to do my very first film, be slow to speak and quick to hear. And a lot of times we can't learn anything because we talk too much. And you have to know how to go in, be able to listen, see it, and execute it. That's something that I learned in dance, is when we're in that class, which is one of the most disciplined sports there is, you have to be quiet for an entire hour, literally. You're quiet for an hour. It disciplines your mind, it disciplines your body, and you have to be able to listen to what the dance instructor is saying to you, see it with your eyes, and then execute it with your body. And we need to utilize that on the day-to-day basis. You can learn a lot of things from watching. There were a lot of things that I didn't know, but being able to go in and to watch those that were my leaders and other artists around me, learning how to do certain things, being authentic, staying true to who you are. I am me everywhere that I go. I don't know how to be anybody else but me. I am who I am. What you see is what you get. I, that's just what it is. So I'm true to me. I'm true to who I am, and I'm true to my standards. I didn't have to lower my standards to get to where I am. Um, I didn't have to sleep my way to the top. I didn't have to smoke my way to the top. I didn't have to, you know, step on someone else's toes, because I am a firm believer you reap what you sow. So I want to sow all good seeds, no matter who it is, so that I'll reap good. Are we going to be, are we perfect? Absolutely not. Are we going to always be right? Absolutely not. However, for my day to day operations, I try to treat everybody right and with respect, no matter who that is. It could be a groundskeeper, but I say to them, thank you, because it's a job that I'm not doing and that I don't have to do. It's a job I don't want to do. So I'm going to tell that person thank you. I'm going to tell the janitors who keeps the restrooms clean, thank you. That's a job I don't want to do. It's the job. Now I'm not called to that ministry, but I say thank you to them,
Mhm.
because they do it. It takes everybody to run this machine and to make everything work. So we have to treat each other accordingly. Remember where you came from. Never be too high. Always remain humble, because we're just, today it's them, tomorrow it could be us. And we saw that. So um again, remain authentic. Keep God first. Never stop. Keep going. Always educate yourself. Be a student of your craft. Learn the history behind your craft, and never, ever, ever stop. Never, ever.
Thank you so much. I feel like I was getting, like the word, it was like a one-on-one thing. And thank you so much once again, Miss Star, for once again not only coming to the show but imparting your testimony with the wisdom that you shared. And I believe when I saw you do the makeup for, I believe it was a school team or some event. It was like these young
Grambling.
ladies. Okay, Gremlin. Okay.
Grambling State University. Yes, that's my school. That's
Yes,
where
it
I attended college, and I am an alumni Arkeeses as well. So I danced with the Arkeeses dance company there at Grambling, and now I am the coordinator
okay.
for makeup look, their
Okay.
makeup coordinator and consultant.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
great to like see how your gift is making room for you to not only come back, and reflect and also impart into so many young ladies that are up and coming and just seeing what God is using you to do. And if you feel free to share anything that like if you create any products, we want to be able to share and support whatever it is that the good Lord is blessing you to do to share. So feel free to reach out to Courageous Talk, Miss Ebony, and let us know what you're doing, how we can support you, because we believe in supporting. And I believe that so often over the years we see that many people they go up, but not saying that you don't look back, but a lot of times people forget. People that go up, sometimes they forget. Sometimes the people that are not in their status of going up, they get jealous and nobody's supporting one another. So I'm saying on both ends that we are here. And I'm not saying that we're low, but we are here because we serve God and we are family. And so anytime that the good Lord allows you to, put something out on display, please feel free to use our platform to do so.
I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much for having me
Yes.
today. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Well, once again, we know that you're in the midst of this cold weather, but we do want you to stay comfortable and warm. But we want to also say thank you for coming to the show. And to you, the audience, we want to just let you guys know that this testimony of Miss Star hits home in so many facets, not just in the makeup arena, but in the workload or in the working field, period, that we need to take the words of wisdom of being slow to speak and quick to hear and so forth and so many other things. So if you can go back and replay this because it is powerful, insightful, and powerful wisdom that needs to bring us all the way to where we need to be. So, hey, thanks again for tuning in to Courageous Talk. We look forward to seeing you the next time on the next episode. All right. Bye bye.